Up next is the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5N. Easy for me to say. And that's brought to us, of course, by Hyundai of Newport on West Main Road in Middletown. And the reason I'm bringing this up is last week we talked about the Ioniq 5 as a vehicle, but the N is the performance version. Think of it like a BMW M car or Mercedes-Benz AMG. And I think you're going to be very surprised to find out how fast it is, especially 0 to 60. The electric cars, they have so much torque from 0 RPM that they are rocket ships off the line. So this starts around $66,000. It has 641 horsepower. That's right, this is a Hyundai with 641 horsepower. It has a range of just over 220 miles, and of course it has standard, the H-Track all-wheel drive. I'm gonna tell you some fun things about it. It's an ultra fun to drive, dynamic vehicle that has been highly rated by Car and Driver, Road and Track. It actually simulates gear changes, so you can hear, based on the engine noise that they pipe into the cabin, you have paddle shifters to engage with simulated gear changes, or you can leave it in just its regular electric mode, which technically is its fastest mode. But it actually makes a pretty cool noise. I think they look ultra neat, especially on the road. This doesn't really do it any justice. I think it looks cool here, but look, we have flared wheel arches, all the general performance things you love about a hot hatchback. And it's got, like I said, it has the big arches, the big wheels, the cool grille in the front. We have these square headlights. It's kind of squat, and we have neat features down the side here with the side skirts, a little spoiler, a lot of cool things. We have the N Grin boost, which is a button you can press to get extra performance. We have something called N Drift Optimizer, which puts a little more power to the rear of the vehicle, so you can actually do a little four-wheel slide. Not that I'm recommending it. 641 horsepower, electronic limited slip rear E differential, up to 478 kilowatts. Now this does 0 to 60 in 3.25 seconds. Let me tell you a few cars that is faster than this Hyundai Ioniq 5N, okay? That is faster than an Audi R8 V10. That is faster than an Aston Martin V12 Vantage. That is faster than any Dodge Charger or Challenger Hellcat. And that is faster than a Lamborghini Murcielago LP 640 0 to 60. That car. I think that's ultra impressive. Like, those cars to me growing up, I mean, that was it. The R8 V10 with the all-wheel drive and that Lamborghini, especially the Lamborghini Murcielago LP 640, looks like the Batmobile. Ultra fast cars, but this is faster 0 to 60 because of all of that electric torque. So you can tell that to your friends down at the pub or wherever you might go. I've had a chance to deal with the non-N variant. I think they ride nicely. I think the interiors are beautiful. Hyundai has come so far, and it's so much more upscale than what you might think of in your head. And if you haven't had a chance to try one out, definitely go sit in one, go drive one, whether it's electric or gas. But for me, being a car person, this is the one for me. It's got racetrack capability. It really drives like a sports car. There's inventory of these. And look at the neat interior. You have your boost button, your N buttons. That's how you can set the suspension. We have actual buttons for things down here, which we love. The screen, I like that the screen isn't really tall over here, so it's just all the way across, which I really like. It's very BMW-esque. And it has all kinds of goodies over here for your cruise control. And of course it does all regular car things too. We're talking about the performance and all that, but it still charges your phone, it still rides nicely, it still does regular car things, but you don't have to put up with supercar ridiculousness like you can't see out of it. It gets 2 miles to the gallon. It requires, 24 spark plugs every 30,000 miles or whatever. It's an electric vehicle, which is great because there's a lot less moving parts and that instantaneous torque. If you haven't driven an electric vehicle, get out there and do it. It's so impressive. I remember the first time I rode in an electric car, a performance electric vehicle, just from 10 miles an hour, the stab of the gas, no engine revving, no transmission, just immediate acceleration. I've driven things with 1,000 horsepower that don't feel as fast under 100 miles an hour than these electric cars. So I can't explain to you the performance. And something does 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. that feeling, I mean, if you're a car person, oof, it's the best in the world. So I think it's a really dynamic vehicle. I think Hyundai did a great job making this an engaging sports car, because people think electric can't be that engaging until, you know, you don't have the engine and everything. But this has paddle shifters. It has everything you'd want on a sports car, and I think they did a killer job. A lot of people that have driven sports cars in the past that have kind of said, oh, you know, electric cars, they're not as fun. They've said this is the first one that really knocked their socks off. So go check one of these out. I really like the grille on these. I think they're really cool to look at. Hyundai did a great job taking pictures of this as well. If we go down here, it has those really neat tail lights. And it goes from 10% to 100% in 7 hours just charging at your house. So you can just plug it in every night, no problem. But if you're on the road, it goes from 10 to 80% in as little as 18 minutes. Which, I mean, the electric cars now, it's closing right in on the gas vehicles as far as charging. You can do the charge point at your house, 240 volts. And of course, it has plenty of tech. It has the digital key, which we've talked about before. That's, say you're somewhere else and the car's blocking somebody in, and you just want to let them take it for a ride. You go in, you use your Hyundai digital key, and it'll let somebody use your vehicle, which is great, especially if you can't find your keys or what have you. Like me, I'm always losing my keys. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and don't forget, even though it's super fast, it still has all of Hyundai's advanced safety features with automatic braking, lane detection, all of those goodies. One thing I'd like to add is they still have Hyundai's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, especially with the limited battery warranty that gives you the lithium-ion battery that's covered up to 10 years, 100,000 miles, which you won't find on a lot of other electric vehicles. Another thing it has the EV route planner. That's when, if you're on a road trip, the route planner will locate all of the charging stations, so you don't have to think about it and have, oh gosh, it's only gonna go here or there. The Hyundai does it. EV route planner, you just put where you wanna go, and the Hyundai goes, okay, we're gonna go 400 miles, we're gonna charge here for 20 minutes, we're gonna charge there for another 10 minutes, and hey, boom, we're already on our way. So you can refresh your navigation system, and that'll tell you exactly where to charge. So it makes it a breeze, and so you don't have to think about it. And they have something called Hyundai Home. So you have the power to take charge of your electricity with solar panels, and you can use 240 volt, that level 2 charger, which will get you up to 100% overnight in 7 hours. Or like I said, with the really high capacity chargers, up to 80% in a little under 20 minutes, which is amazing compared to where electric cars were just a decade ago. They even had an Ioniq 5N at Pikes Peak International Race. If you don't know what Pikes Peak is, please check it out on YouTube, Google it. It's one of the coolest races in the entire world, where they fly up this mountain. It's absolutely insane. There are some crazy crashes. The cars are super fast. They have nutty wings and all kinds of things to help the vehicle stick to the road as they get higher and higher. The piston-powered cars, because there's less air when you get up higher, the air gets thinner, as we know. You have a hard time breathing, you know. So does the car. But electric vehicles don't rely on that. So they have the same horsepower at the bottom of the mountain that they do at the top, and that's why they brought that vehicle to Pikes Peak, and they did very well with it. So if the Ioniq N has caught your interest like it has mine, make sure to check it out at Hyundai of Newport on West Main Road in Middletown, Rhode Island. They have plenty of inventory, and they have a new showroom that they just built. So go down there and check them out. They also have a myriad of premium cars with their Priority Premium program, so you can actually check out some Bentleys while you're looking at Hyundais, and there's a lot of fun things to do there, and everybody there is super sweet and super helpful. So make sure, if you're looking for a Hyundai, check them out, Hyundai of Newport.